I'm Sam and this is Tom, and we're from Banyule City Council's Bushland Management team. We're responsible for looking after about 7 kilometres of land that runs on the eastern side of the Darebin Creek. So the bushland area here is mostly covered by a canopy of eucalypts and wattles, which were planted about 30 years ago. Recently we've been working really hard with the Friends of Darebin Creek to restore the understory layer that would have been here prior to European settlement. Of particular note, we are lucky enough to have 6 hectares of plains grassy woodland along the Darebin Creek. This vegetation type is listed as critically endangered on the Victorian volcanic plains. Tom and I take great pride in looking after this protected vegetation type. We do this through hand weeding, spraying and burning. We hope in years to come that we can transform this vegetation to look as it did 250 years ago before European settlement.
Hi, I'm Michelle and this is Tammy. We work for the City of Darebin Bushland Management Department. We're responsible for looking after the other side of the creek and also a lot of valuable remnant reserves out the back of La Trobe University. It's important that we come together with Banyule Council, Sam and Tom, so that we're able to manage the catchment as a whole.
All right, I'll head up and see how these guys are going.
Off you go, have fun.
Victorian sugar gliders will feed mainly on the sap of eucalyptus and wattle trees. They will also feed on the nectar and pollen of a range of flowering plants, as well as lizards and insects. Very few of our eucalyptus trees are old enough or large enough to have formed hollows, which much of our wildlife relies on for homes. Sam and I have worked closely with the Friends of Darebin Creek to construct these nest boxes, mainly for sugar gliders, which call the Darebin Creek home. The design of the box prevents pest species such as Indian miners from entering the box as the hole is quite small. On the inside, there is also this baffle which the sugar gliders will climb over, and they'll make their nest, which is a sphere of eucalyptus leaves on the other side, and there'll be up to 10 sugar gliders in a colony.
There are many challenges we face as bushland managers. 3 of these challenges are fragmentation, weeds and rubbish dumping.
One of the challenges we face is the fragmentation of habitat, which makes much of our wildlife prone to predators such as cats.
One of the major challenges we face is dumped rubbish. Not only is this unsightly and harmful to the environment, it also takes up important time that Tom and I could be using doing restoration works along the creek. Another one of the challenges that we face is weeds, especially garden escapees. These weeds often make their way down to the creek and easily spread along our waterways. One of the things that you can do to prevent the spreading of weeds is plant indigenous vegetation in your garden.
One of the biggest things residents can do to help out our local wildlife is to keep cats inside, especially at night time.
When it comes to dumped rubbish, the best thing to do to help is to make sure that you dispose of your rubbish thoughtfully. The best thing that you can do to help our local environment is join the Friends of Darebin Creek. Our friends are a passionate bunch of locals keen to help the natural environment. To find out about future events, please search Friends of Darebin Creek on Facebook or search Friends of Darebin Creek on Google.